All right, Owen, thanks for joining us. And Willie Huntley Jr. on the line with us, too. Great to have you guys with us. And Owen, they call you the Freak. Tell me a little bit about that. I don't know if I've ever asked you that, but where'd you get the nickname and who gave it to you?
Yeah, it's a nickname. One of my youth ball coaches, he was my defensive coordinator, Coach Ron. He gave me that back in seventh grade, and that was my first year playing football. I really didn't have much technique at all, man. I'm really just out there. They put me at defensive end, and like I'm getting sacks almost every other play, tip balls, getting my hands up, stuff like that. Just making all these freakish athletically plays. Played a little bit of tight end too. They used to give me the end around sometimes, but I remember after our last game of the season, he was like, "I want you to do this. Study Javon Curse. He was a defensive end for I think the Titans at the time, or well, he used to play for the Titans, and his nickname was the Freak. And he told me that how I played, it reminded me of him. So from that point on, the nickname just stuck. From there. I'm going through the camp series, like the opening and stuff in high school, just putting up ridiculous numbers. The name kind of just enhanced even more after that. So that's kind of story behind that.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about what you're doing now. You're out in California getting ready for the draft. Tell us a little bit about who you're working with and what you're doing.
Yes, sir. I'm out here in Agoura Hills, California. It's about 20 minutes out of Calabasas. Training at Proactive. Ryan Capretta, he's the head trainer here. He's had a bunch of elite guys train here from, Michael Parsons, Kyle Pitts, Justin Fields, guys like that. So, me seeing the numbers that those guys put up, that kind of, led me towards wanting to train here because I'm trying to have a huge day at the combine. And, definitely everything that was advertised, prior to me getting here, it's come through tenfold. These guys are the best I've worked with so far, man, from PT, Tommy and his staff to, Nick and Zaya, Carlos, all the guys in the weight room that's helping me out. But it's going to be a real special day at the combine for me, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Willie, you got some questions?
Well, I'm a lawyer, so I always got a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
And I think he was talking about a subject that, I've only had an opportunity to observe from the outside. And now he's getting ready. And I've heard all these marvelous things about preparing for the combine. What I know you said they do some things, but what specifically do they have you doing that's going to improve how you perform at the combine?
Right. Just breaking everything down into details from the linebacker drills that their coaches are going to put us through to running a 40-yard dash. Because, like using the 40, for example, everybody thinks it's just, a guy lining up in a 3-point stance, running fast, but it's really an art to it. You got to break it down into your 10-yard split, 20-yard split, and then transitioning, into your top end speed to get a really good time in the 40. So really just breaking down proper techniques, foot placement, how fast you're rising your head up. You don't want to just pop up out of your stance and you're tall because, then it's all about like shin angles and different things like that, how you're generating power into the ground to, get the most of your time, and different techniques with doing vertical jumps, broad jumps and all that. And then the interview preparation as well. So we got a guy here, Dan Brandenburg. He's helping us a lot with our linebacker drills and also just board work. So when we get off of this, I'm actually going to go work with him too, man. Just working on just drawing up different defenses, drawing my defense, explaining it to him, in the same type of format that I'm going to have to do for the teams at the combine.
Yeah, I'd heard a rumor. I don't know how true it is that a lot of the answers that you give in those interviews can have a positive or negative effect on your draft possibility. Have you heard that same thing?
Yeah, I've heard similar things. It's a job interview. They're trying to see how your football intelligence. How much of a like me as a linebacker, I'm the quarterback of the defense, so they're definitely going to want to see how intelligent I am. How well I know my defense. And how I can articulate myself on the board.
What's the fastest you ever ran the 40?
I don't want
No,
to put
man, don't tell me.
Yeah, I want everybody. I want everybody to see it at the combine.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I'll be waiting in breathless anticipation.
Tell me, Owen, you did a little bit of everything at Auburn, from coverage on the pass plays, filling the holes on the run play, reading the defense. What do you think your strength was in college, and what do you think it will be at the next level?
Really just, man, leadership, and just my football IQ, man. I take a lot of pride in, studying the defense, knowing it like the back of my hand. Because especially as a linebacker, you're your job is kind of based off of, like, you're in the middle piece, you know, you kind of fit, you got to know where your safeties are in the fit. You got to know, you know, what the D-line is doing in front of you, whether it's a, you know, one back, one gap defense, or maybe if you got movement in front of you or whatnot. So really just taking pride in knowing the defense. So I can be confident in my game to be able to be playing as fast as I can. And, you know, I know for a good part of my career, I had some younger guys playing next to me as well. So just so I can be able to help them out while they're on the field too, you know, help them get lined up if they ever feel nervous or whatever, you know, when the bullets start flying. But also, other than that, man, just playing fast and relentless.
Do you feel like, do you see yourself playing middle or weak side, or what are you thinking?
I mean, I've done both. So, man, wherever a team sees I fit best, man, I'm gonna give it my 100% effort.
Mm-hmm. Looking back at your career at Auburn, you had some good times, some bad times. You went through a couple of coaching changes. What do you think will stick in your mind from your years on the Plains?
Really just learn perseverance, man. Like you said, man, it's been good times and bad times, but, you know, through it all, you know, I still had to realize that, you know, I still have a goal myself, man, to try to be the best person that I can be for my teammates, you know, showing up every day and just giving them 100%. Because, you know, just because we have a losing record or whatever, it doesn't mean I just need to throw the towel in and you just show up and go through the motions. You know, I still got to give it my all, as if we're getting ready to compete for a championship, you know. So really just persevering through hard times and giving it my all.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the interviews. Willie mentioned the interviews, but you were a two-time captain at Auburn, a leader. I'm sure that will show up in your interviews and in your play, of course. But where did you get your leadership skills from? Where do you think that came from?
I'll probably say my dad, man. He preaches to me all the time, just, you know, just doing things the right way and trying to impact people in positive ways, you know, because, you know, how you carry yourself, you know, like, first impressions, they carry you a long way. And you know, just the kind of guy that I am. Like, at first I wasn't the, you know, the rah-rah guy calling, you know, team meetings every other day. I was kind of the guy who led by example. And you know, whenever I see certain dudes having, you know, issues or whatnot or needing help, I'll pull guys to the side and, you know, give them my time, see how I can help them. And, you know, a lot of my teammates have respected that, and that's what kind of led into them, you know, voting me as a captain. But I would say more so just showing up every day and giving it your best, because, you know, we're blessed with this opportunity to play football. There's so many people who want to be in our seats, so it's like, man, why not give it your all, you know? And that's the, you know, the approach I took to it every day.
Yeah. Willie, anything else?
So how you feel like you're gonna line up for the draft?
He said, how do I feel like
Do you have any type of idea at this point?
I mean, I've heard a lot of day two. So that's like second, third round. I've heard some fourth round as well, but, you know, we all gonna see. You know, they still got to go through this pre-draft process to see how the dice roll. But man, wherever I end up, man, I just need an opportunity, and I'm gonna give the team everything I got. So.
Mm-hmm. So your next step is kind of working out, and you go to the combine. What do you hope to accomplish there, as far as catching the eyes of the scouts? What do you think they're looking for from Owen Pappoe?
I feel like everybody kind of has a good idea that I'm going to test well. So I'm going to make sure I, you know, handle that part as well. Blow them away during the field drills. But I really blow them away in the interview process. I feel like it's going to be the biggest part for me, man. Just showing them, you know how much of, you know, intelligence I have as a football player, you know. So that's the part I'm really looking forward to, and I can't wait for it.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a favorite team growing up, or is there somebody that's your dream team to play for in the NFL?
I don't have a team. Actually, man, growing up, I didn't even watch football. You know, I started playing football in 7th grade. You know, usually most guys start playing in like 5 years old around then. But you know, both of my parents, they're originally from Liberia. It's on the west coast of Africa. So, you know, growing up, I'm watching soccer and, you know, basketball sometimes. So American football, it was kind of new to me. And I just had to, you know, apply that to my life. But I don't really got a favorite team, man. You know, wherever I go, I'm gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm. Did you play more than football growing up? Did you play 3 sports?
I played basketball for like a church league, but it was never nothing serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a PE All-American, though. Everybody picked me on their team for sports.
Nothing like the Tigers tonight, huh? They're blowing them out.
Hey, man, wore down.
Hey, tell me about, we used to see you guys, I know Derek, at the basketball games and the gymnastics meets at Auburn, and they call it an everything school. Tell me a little bit about that experience and what that kind of grew into at Auburn.
Yeah, it's just great just seeing the success of all the other athletes on campus. You know, you see them all the time in Wellness Kitchen or whether it's on campus walking to class, and you know they look like everyday people. But you know, although we have our grind, they have their grinds as well. You know, I like asking some of the basketball guys, you know, what's it like, you know, going through their off-season progress. I remember talking to I forget the name. It was one of the gymnasts, but they got to do a lot too, man. Like gymnasts, I feel like they some of the best athletes walking on campus. You know, just the things that they're able to do with their body is crazy. But man, I respect everybody over there in their individual grinds. And man, like SUNY Lee got the campus going crazy right now, man. The basketball team, man, Bruce Pearl and the guys, they're doing great things. You know, I feel like Hugh Freeze is really gonna help, you know, turn the football program around. So man, Auburn's truly everything school, man. I feel like the future is bright for us.
Yeah. Would you like to have another year with Hugh Freeze?
I would have liked it, man, but time to move on to the next phase.